trees hard as we get into Wednesday evening into Thursday, and Thursday evening into Friday even. So that's why the governor's decided to go ahead and call Thursday as a closed day, because travel on Thursday morning as well could be a problem in those roads that haven't been cleared. Folks, this is a prolonged hard freeze event. You need to be prepared for it. Take those precautions now, and certainly check on your neighbors and your loved ones. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Jay. And I believe we have Joe Donahue is joining us by Zoom as well. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Joe.
Thank you, Governor. I'd first off like to start by reiterating what the governor and Jay had just said, that the roads will not be safe tomorrow. We will be working actively. We continue to be in a 24-hour operation mode and have transitioned from pre-treatment to snow removal and treatment with salt. Be also aware that these operations involve slow-moving vehicles and equipment. And so if you do find yourself on the road, be cognizant of that, pay attention, and please watch out for the salt spreaders and other equipment, snow plows that are out there on the road. We did have an incident this morning on I-10 near the Texas border where one of our salt spreaders was involved in a collision. And so I just urge everyone to stay home. And if you do get out on the road, please be aware of your surroundings and look out for our personnel and our equipment that's out there on the road trying to open our routes across the state. The good news that I have to report is that all of our designated priority routes are currently open and are expected to remain open. And so these involve those at-grade roadways that do not have the structures, the long bridges over water. And so as things currently stand, we do have pathways east to west, west to east of the state, as well as north to south. So as far as moving forward, as the precipitation stops, we are going to expand our efforts to preserve those existing designated routes and then expand beyond that to other secondary routes, which, as we discussed yesterday, includes primarily interstates and our U.S. routes. And once those are also secure, we will then switch to the remainder of our state highways. And so as things progress, you can continue to monitor the status of road closures on 511la.org and virtualla.gov, as the governor mentioned. And with that, Governor, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Joe. And again, look, before I turn it over to Colonel Hodges, as you just heard Joe say, we had an incident this morning under which someone ran into the back of one of our salt spreaders. Again, for those citizens out there, if every time that happens, it takes assets that we're using to clear the roadways to make it safer for everyone to return back to work and back to a normal travel day. And so again, that's one of the reasons. It's a prime example of why we want you to stay off the road. So again, as Joe said, if you have to be on the road, then take additional time, go real slow, and just be on the lookout for all of those DOTD and first responders out there that are working to keep that roadway safe for you. With that, I'll turn it over to Colonel Hodges.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Robert Hodges, Superintendent, Louisiana State Police. Throughout the day, troopers have been on constant patrol, working closely with the Louisiana DOTD and our local first responders to monitor road conditions. As many area roadways and interstate systems remain closed and unsafe to travel, we continue to urge our residents to avoid getting in their vehicle and getting on the roadways. As of this afternoon, troopers have responded to over 50 weather-related crashes and calls for service throughout the state. The vast majority of these crashes are from vehicles driving off of the road and driving too fast for the cold conditions. When travel lanes are not visible on the roadway, it's extremely difficult to navigate, and you are very, very likely to lose control of your vehicle. Many of these crashes are the result of unnecessary travel. It's extremely difficult for many people to stay home. But as the governor and others have already said, enjoy this magical moment with your family and the snow and remain home and enjoy the opportunity of a lifetime for many. When you travel on the road, you not only place motorists in danger, but also our first responders and, of course, our DOTD personnel who are trying to clear the roads as soon as possible to make sure we can get back to regular conditions. Stay weather aware by following our social media accounts for the latest conditions and safety information throughout this event. In closing, I want to remind everyone to listen to their local officials and follow their directives in the cities and the parishes. Many have curfews and restrictions. You need to heed to those directives across the state. Please stay safe, stay warm, and stay home, Louisiana. Thank you.
Thank you, Hodge. Finally, again, I'd like to give a big shout out to our GOSEP director, Jacques Thibodeau, and his crew over here at GOSEP, who has been working around the clock. Certainly, they started about 8 days ago preparing for this event and helping to ensure that we had the resources and pulling the agencies together. So far, things have been going about as well as we could. As you heard Colonel Hodges say again, if you stay off the roadway, you will make it easier for us to get back to normal travel as the weather improves. And that is extremely important. You put yourself in danger and also those that are trying to clear the roadway as well. And so again, 24, 36 more hours, Louisiana, if you can just hang in there. I would love to end this event with the minimum amount of damage to property and certainly no loss of life. Again, the important thing tonight is to remember, before you go to bed, if you have a space heater, unplug it, turn it off. Make sure that your smoke detectors are functioning, your carbon monoxide detectors are functioning. Look at the list of things, the precautionary items that we have on virtual.la.gov. That checklist will save your life and save your property as well. Because as those temperatures start to drop, the fear that we all have is fire. And we do not want any loss of life or any loss of property as well. So again, as the temperatures drop, remember that if you were on the roadway today, I want you to know that travel tonight, early tomorrow morning, and throughout the day is going to be different. Though that snow is going to turn into ice. So don't think, well, I was able to get out to the store today and it wasn't that bad. It's going to be a different day tomorrow. Stay off the roadway. And so with that, we'll start to take some questions.
All right, everybody. We're going to try this out via Teams. If you could raise your hand on Teams, and we'll start in the order that we get them. So someone had their hand raised and disappeared. All right. See Miss Julie O'Donoghue.
Hi, Governor. Thank you for having this press availability. It's very helpful. I was curious about whether the correctional facilities have been affected. Do they have heat? And do the people who work in them, the correctional officers and the inmates who live there, have access to extra blankets or clothes given the cold weather that's coming?
Julie, yesterday's press conference, our Secretary of Corrections, Gary Westcott, was here yesterday and briefed us. At this time, I know of no incidents under which there's any change in the correctional system. If you know something that I don't, please let us know. I'll be more than happy to check in with him. But normally, if there's trouble, I'm the first one to hear about it. So, my motto is no news seems to be good news for me right now. But he briefed us on that, and he was here yesterday in case any of those questions did come up. But all of the facilities seem to be ready to have handled this weather event.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we have Mr. Greg LaRose.
Thank you, Governor. What can you tell us in regards to the risk for power outages? Is the worst past us? Does it still lie ahead? And if you have any specific information with regards to Lafayette utilities, it looks like that's where the biggest problem is right now.
Yes, and again, if you go to virtual.la.gov, there is a power outage map where citizens can go to determine, what areas are experiencing power outages. I know that I'd heard from Entergy and Clico and a number of other of our utility companies. They have pre-staged certain assets and resources in anticipation for power outages. Again, the snow events seem to be a little more kinder on the power lines than freezing rain. But again, remember, the ground is going to be wet as snow thaws and then turns to ice. We may start to see some additional power outage issues. I know specifically Lafayette seems to be having some issues. I don't know what they are. I would urge you to contact LUS or Lafayette Consolidated Government to find that out. We'll be happy to try to find those answers for you as well.
Thank you, Governor.
All right. Next question's from Brooke. I don't have a last name. Brooke?
Hi, this is Brooke from WRKF. I just wanted some clarification. State offices are closed Wednesday and Thursday. I thought I heard Jay say Thursday, but I thought I heard the governor say just Wednesday.
No, yesterday we had them closed for today and tomorrow. We made a decision just a while ago after Jay gave me a briefing, and I believe the Commissioner of Administration should be putting that information out that state offices will be closed on Thursday as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I see no other hands raised through Teams. As orderly as we can. Is there anyone that has called in have a question for the governor?
Well, look, thank you. I know that this was an unusual, I guess, virtual press conference. We do appreciate those that were able to participate. We were following our own warning and cautionary rules that we put out so that we want to minimize the amount of people on the roadway. I appreciate the press dialing into this. Again, if there is a message out there for Louisianians, it is to stay off the road, stay warm, and stay tuned to local and state updates as this weather event continues to unfold. Thank you so much.
All right, just heard there from Governor Jeff Landry.